Well, that's silly. I'm not going to make you guys wait for another 30 seconds. Hi. So I'm sorry that I'm a little disheveled this morning. I stayed up until about 1 o'clock in the morning. God bless Dave Murphy, who was chatting with me into the wee hours of the morning while I was working, keeping me company. And Gregory had some obligations today, so he had to get up really early. And when I went to bed, I woke him up, and he wound up staying up late. I told him, go back to sleep. Like, you're crazy. You have to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, which is not normal for him. So after he left, I fell back to sleep. Shame on me. Terrible, terrible wife. I did not even make him breakfast or anything. So I'm just here not looking fabulous. So, but I did do a fabulous reading. I saw you guys chatting in the premiere. I want to give you a sneak peek for Wednesday. Wednesday, we are going to do some grading on my King Charles predictions from 2025. I'll give you a sneak peek. My grade, I got 64%, a C+. Not my favorite. No mi piace, for those of you who speak Italian. So not my best grade, but we're going to go into, was it? Yes, King Charles is 64%. So we are going to go into 2026 live on Wednesday. We will see that. Tomorrow night, I will have a live paid reading room for anyone that wants to get readings live. We will do that. We're going to really leverage that Hipsy link. I was hoping Monica would come over too. I'm sure we may get some other folks, but I've got some questions here already that I've been inspired by. So just to give you kind of the week rundown, I don't even have my wedding ring on, guys. Like, I literally jumped out of bed. Like, this is I did put makeup on, but this is me running out of bed. Tuesday, we have a paid reading room in the afternoon. That's going to be timed for our Australians. Wednesday, we're going to have the King Charles review. I am going to have more videos. I'm going to be working on more grading today. Hoping to come close to that 89% that I had for Britney Spears, or the 87% that I had for J-Lo. So hoping we're going to get a good average by the end of this. So right now, my Harry reading was at 70%. And Meghan Markle, I didn't write down my percentage on there. Meghan Markle, I did not write my percentage down there. But what percentage do you think is a good scorecard for a psychic? Like, let me know in the comments. Use like regular traditional grades, A, B, C, 64, 84, 100%. Like, what do you think is a good percent for a psychic to have for predictions a year ahead? How did I, all right. So what I did was in YouTube and in StreamYard, you can pull the transcript for your video. So when I do the prediction videos, I go either quarter by quarter or month by month, depending on like the bigness of the celebrity. So I take that transcript because I'm very clear in the video. I'm talking about January 2025, February 2025. Once I get to the end of the year, I take that transcript and I drop it into 3 different AIs. So I drop it into Grok, Gemini, and ChatGPT, and I get their opinion individually on that. And then I use ChatGPT to come up with the average. And ChatGPT it's the one that I pay for. But I that's not true. I pay for Grok too. But it's the one that I use the most, that I rely on the most heavily. So, it really is. Oh, Cindy, thank you. I am rebranding myself as the hardest working psychic on YouTube. We're going to talk though. Yeah, Cindy, you and I, we'll talk about how I do things. One of the things when my girlfriend Kathy, the world's loudest librarian, was putting together her channel, which is on break because they lost their recording space. One of the things that she said, like, they came over to see how I run my channel. And I said, well, here, let me get the spreadsheets. And she was like, you have spreadsheets? And I was like, yeah, I have spreadsheets. I have a spreadsheet for everything. Spreadsheets are your friend. So I do run this like a business because it is a component of my business. So and Zeph, you will be happy to know that we do not have a vertical on this one. I figured Mixtape Monday, we'll keep that just for the core YouTube crowd. We'll just keep core YouTube crowd. But the reading rooms and the membership readings and the general audience readings that I'm doing on Friday, those I'll have both of them. But I'm going to assign somebody the vertical. So Wednesday we're going to be talking about King Charles. I'm going to keep doing my grading and predictions. I don't see a lot of psychics doing those. So Dora, where are you? Did you make it? I asked you before. I didn't see your answer. Thursday paid reading room. Again, it's going to be in the afternoon. I'm trying to stagger these so that my English people can get in there and it's not the middle of the night and they're not watching from bed. So my American people aren't in the middle of something. And so my Australian people and New Zealand people are not dead asleep. So Thursday's paid reading room, I moved that to the afternoon, I believe. Friday, our members only live is going to start at 3:45 my time. And that is my gift to all of my membership. That is so you guys can come in and get readings all on your own. Also, for membership, you get a permanent discount on readings. There's a link that I send out at the beginning of the month. And oh, Dora. So I don't know if that counts as a psychic score, but I didn't think yeah, I didn't think it was going to be the best trip ever. So give it a couple months. Things will cool down. We'll look at that, Dora. I'm gonna do a little read on that. So I won't give out the specifics, but I'll say, travel to that area. How is it going to be looking in the next few weeks, months? So here's my big announcement. Friday we go membership. That's free readings for membership. You guys also get a permanent discount on readings. It's a significant discount, guys. It's like $50. So everybody gets that. I drop that at the beginning of the month. You can always find it there. It's a hidden link. So you have to get it through your membership community post. And then we go right into the general audience live. So I figured we'll do like a little happy hour thing. General audience live will be at 5:15 my time. So we should have a lot of Aussies in there for Saturday morning. And then Saturday, are you ready, guys? It is the first monthly group past life regression. So if you've never done one of these with me before, I put a lot of safety blocks in place. So hi, Trevor. Good morning. Good morning. I saw your live at like 4:00 my time this morning because I was wide awake like a lunatic. And as you can see, I slept in. So, Trevor, we gotta have a little chit chat too. I gotta catch up with you pretty soon. So I know you're scrambling about, so we'll catch up soon. So Saturday, past life regression. If you've never done one with me before and you have questions, you can text me, or you can email me at fortunecookiestarot@gmail.com. I will either set up a meeting or have a little back and forth with you and let you know what it entails. So I do bring you into a relaxed hypnosis state. And then you are going to travel to a past life of your choosing or a significant and important past life in your life, something that's impacting your world right now. And then we have like a little group discussion after it. So it is the cheapest vacation. I can put you on a ship just like Trevor called. So, if you've always thought you had an affinity for Egyptian culture, Greek culture, something like that, Irish culture, you can focus on that. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to navigate to a particular lifetime. So we're going to be doing these once a month on the hi, Corporate Barnabas. Corporate Barnabas, I may add you in just so that you can give it a try. Just give it a try. I may put you in gratis, my friend. So it definitely will let you relax. You'll absolutely feel relaxed and you'll get to just kind of tra-la-la. So, and in the group format, it's really fun. We get to talk about it. I do have you look for specific people, places, things. I ask if you recognize anyone. I have you look at the food on the table and what the floor is made out of and what your bed looks like. So you get to see some pretty cool stuff. And I've got Dave Murphy. I already signed him up. I already put him in. And Dave Murphy is an excellent past life regression person. He gets so much detail. And he's talked about it live, so I don't feel weird about doing this, but he actually, one of the first past life regressions I did with him, he actually found that he was a slave on a plantation here in the United States. He found his name. He found the name of the plantation, or uncovered his name and the name of the plantation in the past life regression, and then did research and found both of them. So, there's lots of neat stuff that you can do. In my experience with past life regressions, I've actually found my graves. There's a website, findyourgrave.com, and I've actually found some of my graves. So there it is. A very, very cool thing. If nothing else, you get to relax and you get to hang out with some neat people talking about some weird stuff. So Barney, I'm out of control. Calling my husband. He is actually over doing some control work right now. So I am untethered and unsupervised right now. But we are going to be talking about Venezuela and what's going on there. Corporate Barnabas, I really want to know your opinion of this whole thing. So basically this live is, we are just kicking off some more questions. And this was a video link. I've got a bunch of notes for today for you guys. And I've got a bunch of articles that are in hand. So so a very interesting, well, let's start at the top. Where's my girl? Let's see. All right, stick around, Barney. Stick around. I hope you're having a great day, dude. Happy New Year. I didn't even wish you a Happy New Year yet. We are going to be using a little bit of a different deck from the production video. I'm going to be using the Cyril Marchetti. What is the actual name of this? This is the Grand Lux Tarot. So it's grand and it's Lux, and it's very golden and fun. So we are going to be using this today. And I want to remind everybody, this is for the subject of the Venezuela fallout, substances, oil, South America, Trump's foreign policy. We're going to talk a little bit about Greenland, because Greenland has had some things to say. I had people who were in the comments who were concerned about his actions in South America. You saw that or South Africa. Looks like all those southern states. So I want to clarify something that I did do in the production video. Is I think that Trump is really looking at improving the Americas. I think he is trying to, and this is possibly a counter for all the immigration that we've seen. You guys all want to come here? Don't. What we're going to do is we're going to help you fix up your house, and that way you can stay over at your house. I think that's what his bigger worldview is. Is that accomplishable over the next 3 years? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm bringing up the cards. I love all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tolerating me not being as glam as usual. I'm in my favorite Baja. I'm bringing up that card. You hit the like button, kids. Hit the like. Or as Metallica says, hit the lights. All right. So first thing I'm going to do, Dora had a trip that was hubbing right around this particular area. And I spoke with her. And I said, I think it's going to be a little tricky. I think it is going to be a little tricky. Barney, papusa? What's a papusa? Is that like a bodega? Are you talking about a bodega? I don't know what a papusa is. Help me out. Papusa. Help me, Barney. Barney, do you want to come up? Do you want to co-host? Oh, I'm hungry now. I didn't even get breakfast. I have this delicious latte. I had no breakfast. I have no breakfast. Yo me gusta papusa. Yo quiero Taco Bell. That's the extent of my Spanish, kids. Ah. Barney, God love you. You are my hero, dude. All right. So how are things going to shake out around the flight patterns? So, Six of Swords. And it's in reverse. I think that airspace is going to be very, very tightly. Barney, I'm sending it over to you. Trying to find it. There you are, Barney. All right. Captain B, I sent you a link if you want to come up. So once your poor strippers dry. So guys, if you don't know Barney, you're gonna love him. You're gonna love him. We have a fun origin story. We have a very fun origin story. So when do we see this clearing up? Three of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. None of the governments are going to be working together on this. Everybody's going to be kind of protecting their own, and they're all going to be focused on the micro rather than the macro. Trauma bonding. Yes, Smith, I do like that. Trauma bonding. Yes, with Barney and I. We all, you know what? But we love him now. We love the Barney. We love the Barney. So I do think that there is an inclination, and I do think that Brazil is part of this. Brazil's like, we don't want to get in any trouble. Like, we got a good thing going on. We don't want to get in any trouble. So we don't want to let anything slip through the cracks. We don't want anything to kind of get to where it needs to go. And we're part of the equation for that. We had a part in that. Ultimately, the Magician. I think we are looking at the beginning of the year for this to kind of settle down. So I know it's January right now, but I think it's the beginning of the year. And I do think that the cycle is already turned. This Wheel of Fortune is already turning. So if everything is getting shut down, if we're, again, like the straw analogy, I think flights were squeezed through the straw as well. We have to get through that straw for flights, not for substances. Like they can figure out where they're going to bring those substances all on their own. But for people flights, for, people going on vacation, people going back home, people going to school, whatever it is, I think that we're going to see them correcting the frequency and effectiveness of the flights, if that makes sense. Like, I know that sounds really weird, but I think that they're stopping a lot of the like hubbing flights, the ones that have multiple connections. Like, that's kind of what they're stopping. Samantha, that's okay, baby. You do you. I know you guys are having some weather there, so it's called Huga in the Nordic states, where they just snuggle in when the weather gets bad. So I'm going to say, I think by mid-February, possibly into March, we're going to be sorted out. So we got a couple of weeks of this, a few weeks of nonsense. But everything will settle down. So that is my first question. So let's talk about what's going on here. I'm going to give you a headline, copy, paste. And I'm going to give you a link for this as well. Copy and paste, full transparency. Venezuela orders police to find arrest anyone supporting the U.S. attack and or decree. State of emergency has been put in place by the Venezuelan government since the U.S. attack and ousted President Nicolas Maduro. Orders police to immediately begin the national search and capture of everyone involved in the promotion or support for the armed attack by the United States. This is a real article, guys. Not making this up. Not making this up. The decree has been in force since Saturday. It was published in full on Monday. If you have questions about this, let me know. Let me know, because we are going to pull it apart like some monkey bread. Who doesn't like monkey bread? Monkey bread's fantastic. I'm actually not a big fan of monkey bread. I don't like things that keep my hands sticky as I'm shoving it into my face. Yes, clip it. Oh, StreamYard has a new feature, and I'm going to make use of this. Clip that. I don't know if it's working. There we go. All right. So let's see. Clip that. It's supposed to make a marker when I say that, but it doesn't. So, all right. Venezuelan police. Are they going to follow this directive? Are they going to follow this directive? The tower. Knight of Cups, Eight of Coins in reverse, and the Eight of Wands in reverse. So if there is this decree, I don't think that all of the police are really following this. I am going to say majority rules here. So we've got a Queen of Coins, we've got a 10 of Wands, and a Prince of Swords. I think that the police are going to be much more cooperative with people that are just kind of hanging out. They're just like, let's see what happens. I don't think that the police are really too terribly bothered with collecting and arresting people that are supporting the United States. I think if the order was given, it was given prematurely. Did this come from the vice president who was sworn in, Delcy Rodriguez? Did this come from Delcy? No. This was not from her. This did not come from her. And I'm going to switch this. We have a little bit of a bigger view. Sorry about that, guys. So did not come from her. Did it come from the cartels? Seven of Coins. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, King of Coins and Five of Wands. I do think that this came from the police departments. I think this is really where it originated. Let me see. The Venezuelan government orders police to immediately. So the article says that the government did it, but I don't think that it's the government. Was it the military? No, Two of Wands. I don't think that the military is. So, you know, when we're talking about first responders, like we're talking about regular municipal police, city police, then the other layer is the military and the armies and the military above that. So I do think that this was a police action, that a police order that was given. I don't think the government really had something to do with that. Was it in cooperation? Was it like one person in cooperation with like the head of the police? High Priestess. It was a knee-jerk reaction. We'll find out who it is. And it's someone who is very much in support of Maduro. It's somebody who was keen on that government. Possibly somebody who is looking to position themselves to kind of go in and take over that spot. I think Gregory just got here. So I hear footsteps above, but no one's answering me. So I may be about to be murdered. So no, I don't think I'm going to be murdered. No one would murder Anna Miller. Oh my God, she'd be so annoying. Did you ever see the movie Ruthless People? I would be Bette Midler. I would be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Great movie if you haven't seen it. Bette Midler is married to Danny DeVito, and she gets kidnapped, and he doesn't care because he wants to divorce her. And it's Judge Reinhold and the gal who played what is it? Oh, Helen Slater, I think, is the wife. So we had a funny experience when we left Angus home alone for the first time, and it was just him. I guess he was, I don't know, 9 or 10 or something like that. We ran out, and when we came back in, we said don't let anybody in, like all the rules. And when we came back in, he heard us come in. He was like, "Hello, is somebody there?" And we were like, "Dude, really?" Dave Murphy, thanks for keeping me company while I was working last night. Thank you. Is that the real David Murphy? So yeah, Dave Girthy is not a bad name. I'm sorry, I just don't think it is. Here in the United States, when people say girthy, it doesn't mean that you're heavy. It means you're packing some goods there. So Dave did not keep me up. I was actually setting up all my lives for the week. So I had business to attend. I was administrative Anna last night. I will go up, and Conchonnery did get the best name. They get the best name. So did get the best name. Calm down, Barney. So okay, alrighty. So are we going to see a little bit of an attempted revolt with those police departments? 4 of coins, no. Knight of Cups, 6 of Cups. You know what I think we're going to see, and that's 7 of Wands. I think we're going to see lieutenants that are in line for stepping up. They are disappointed that they're not going to be able to participate and take the country over like they thought would happen. Promotions are not happening. So that's kind of what's going on. So I do have a question from Barney. Well, it's not really a question. So Barney, I want to look at this. The U.S. is out of control. Is Trump giving these wild and crazy decrees? Is he doing that? Is he just throwing nutty stuff out there? Oops, sorry, guys. My screens are going bananas. Is Trump out of control? 8 of coins in reverse. That is Empress in reverse. Devil in reverse. Knight of Cups. World in reverse. So the strategy is not out of control. However, I do think that the execution is a bit chaotic, but it's because we are not seeing all of the motivations because he's keeping them up his sleeve. So I do want to say, and this was in an article that I was looking at late last night. So I did not realize this. Obama did not have the approval of Congress to go get Osama bin Laden. I did not realize that significant event. And I have my own opinion about that. I don't think they really got him. I'm just saying, I don't think they really got Osama bin Laden at that moment. I think it was a PR moment. I think burial at sea is questionable. I I have my own opinion. We could read cards on it at some point. But Trump is not showing a lot of stuff. And this, not asking Congress for permission to go do this, not, running it through. Yes, he also didn't have approval to drop drones. Yes. So, so there, this isn't like a Trump specific thing. Now, did I want Osama bin Laden liquidated? Of course, like, all of us did. Great read on Osama bin Laden is Carmen bin Laden's book, Growing Up Bin Laden. She is the ex-wife of one of Osama bin Laden's brothers. And it's a fascinating read because she was raised in the West and she did divorce him. I believe she's Iranian and she was raised in Switzerland, but it's a fantastic book, Growing Up Bin Laden by Carmen bin Laden. That was the bin Laden family that they said was pulled out of New York. They weren't. It was her daughter was going to school and she just left town for a few days. So it was a completely reasonable situation. So not what it seemed. So definitely if you're curious about peeking behind the veil, pardon the pun there, yeah, I know, Barney, I know, I have an opinion about 9/11 too. I don't typically share, but yeah, I don't want to go down too far down that rabbit hole, but I think we will add those questions for another day. So yeah, Bush, there it is. Same guy who said it'd be so much easier if it was if I was a king or something like that. Silly little frat boy, that Bush. Just saying. Listening for helicopters. So, I don't think that Trump is purposely chaotic on this. I don't think that his actions are purposely chaotic. Do we think he is going to make some moves on Greenland? Now that's another article that I have up here. Where'd it go? Where did it go? I got Marjorie Taylor Greene on my list. There's some Prince Andrew, formerly known as Prince Andrew. But I gotta go home. That was Gregory, not a murderer in the house. Hello? He is now leaving the building. Oh, Dave Murphy. So you are what? Oh, did they give you a belt? Excellent. I love you. Be careful. All right. So are we going to see him wildly trying to acquire other places of note? Greenland. Are we going to see him make a move on Greenland? So I don't have the article pulled up. I don't know why it is not up here. It may be buried. But apparently the representative of Greenland, it was a female, she said that she had a sternly worded message for Donald Trump. And what he said, oh wait, is Dave Murphy? Yeah, Dave Murphy is here. Greenland next. This is just so you guys can see it up on the screen. Greenland next. So is Trump gonna make a move on Greenland? King of Coins in reverse. Two of Wands. No, he wants a partnership with them. Yeah, the worst part is that they have TDS. the leadership in Greenland has TDS, and they're really putting out a firm hand and kind of holding us back. You know, when you go to pet your dog and they like you're trying to rub your dog's belly and they just shove you away. Bruno used to do that when he got in bed with us. He'd get in between us and he would like put his paws on me and his back to Greg, and he'd just like shove me out of the bed. Little tiny dog, but yeah, you know, definitely gave me a good push. So I don't think that they can't see the forest, but for the trees. And I'm not saying that Greenland should be part of the United States. I mean, for Pete's sake, we sent them Chuck Cunningham. You know, remember Chuck Cunningham? I wrote a short story about him and what happened to Chuck Cunningham in Happy Days, if you ever watched the series. Because if you know, he disappeared after the first season. He went away to college. Oh yeah, he's right in town, Cindy. I'll see him in a little bit. He's not going to be gone for long. So I do think that they're not willing to sit down and negotiate with him. That's at 5 of Swords. Hierophant, you're not the boss of me. No kings, no kings. Strength card. Just wait a bit. Greenland's going to need us eventually. Greenland is going to need the United States. Oh, should we take a pause? Should we take a pause? Let me see if I can get it up on my screen and share with all y'all. Hang on. No, don't do it. Maduro's in court. There's been so much news about JonBenet Ramsey. There's been some. Oh, you'll let us know. Okay, thank you. All right, so here we'll just do like a quick. Waltz is not gonna run for election anymore. He's done. Waltz is done. Waltz is done. Where is it? Okay, there. Yeah, I'm gonna drop that in there. Let's just see how he's doing. See how. Okay, I don't know what Dave's talking about. And Zeph, what? Oh, Zeph, you're talking about JonBenet Ramsey. Yeah, terrible story. Terrible story. The evidence is really, really compelling. And that the note just creates some serious issues. The side by sides of the handwriting is shocking. So let's see. Tim Waltz. I will do 4 of coins. I'm going to do numerology and predictions for Tim Waltz 2026. So I'll do that as a standalone. 3 of Swords. His career is over, guys. His career is over. Is he going to be indicted for this? 8 of Wands. That's a big yes card. Convicted. 10 of Cups. Oh, thanks, Dave. Marion Ross. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. And the 5 of Coins. I think that Tim Waltz has something, yeah, really bad coming. Is he the guy holding the bag? Is he going to be the guy holding the bag? Oh, the moon in reverse. Yeah. 3 of Wands. All of his allies are going to scatter. 7 of Cups. He's going to sing, kids. He's going to sing like a bird. Oof, got a lump here. Ow. I know. Zeph, I saw that. We all saw that. What was he drinking? Like a Diet Mountain Dew or something? It was like bizarre. That was such a bizarre video that he did. I'm getting an impression that I don't think he's gonna go through the process. Why is he considering a really dramatic solution for himself? Four of Wands. Four of Swords. Guys, Prince of Cups in reverse and the Strength card. I do think that he's being advised and supported, but I think he is very much kind of considering an exit plan. I think Waltz is considering an exit plan. I think his mental health is not good right now. I think he knows how much trouble he potentially could be in. I don't think Clinton style. I think he would do this himself. If I were people around Tim Waltz, I would have him on a watch, if you know what I mean. I would keep an eye on him and make sure that he doesn't accidentally take too much of a given prescription or something like that. I think they should be keeping an eye on him. YouTube oh, really? This comment? Or this comment? I'll put it back up. That's fine. Oh, okay. Is it this one or this one? Okay, don't worry about it. Leave it there. Leave it there. We'll talk about it later. So getting back to Venezuela, is this effort? Yeah, broken cameras everywhere. So we're going to get off Waltz. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't even see that. I didn't see that in StreamYard. I'm going to scroll back up and see if I can see it in StreamYard. StreamYard, just so you guys know, I usually get the comments before they show up on YouTube. So I guess they are watching this video because of the substance word in the title. Purposely put that in there. So does this effort effectively get China? I got to cut those again. Does this get China out of our backyard? Eight of Swords. I don't think that it does. Queen of Cups. I don't think that we can say, get off my yard, get off my lawn on this one. I think that, the cooperation, this is a moment that will be an ultimate negotiation moment. Star in reverse with China. We're talking about specifically China here. Eight of Coins. They don't want to work with us at all. Nine of Wands and the Three of Coins. They don't want to work with us at all. They will not negotiate with the United States, who now they're basically saying, we're not negotiating with terrorists. So they're just not going to, I think our calls are not being responded to. Hi, TT. How are you, TT? Hope you're staying warm. I know it's cold over there in the UK. You guys are freezing. So will Xi Jinping pick up the phone if Trump texts him? Is he gonna pick up the phone? Pick up the phone, get off the line. Ooh. 10 of Pentacles, Three of Coins, King of Coins. This is all about the money. This is all about the money, guys. Ping was, first of all, saving a great deal of money on the oil that was coming through Venezuela, saving a great deal of money. And that I do think, not to say China has dirty production habits, but I think they're tolerant of production habits that are not environmentally kind. Let's put it that way. So, and I think that is what Trump is going to bring to the table. Is he's going to say, and I said this in the production video, and I said this over the weekend, that I think he is going to present an agreement where we build the infrastructure, we update the infrastructure of the oil production and make it more efficient, a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier for them. And then we tra-la-la. And I do think that he is using Saudi Arabia as as an example, because if you go into the history of Saudi Arabia went from Bedouin tribes that were wandering around the desert, doing what Bedouin tribes do. In one generation, went to the gilded princes that we see today. With that lifestyle, tigers in your Lamborghini and, running around and hiring models to come in for the weekend for God knows what. There was a definite cultural shift that went from nothing and survival into excess. That has a profound psychology. And I actually read an amazing thesis. It was hi, Stephanie. It was a sociologist. And he broke down how that can affect it's like being a lottery winner. You don't know how to manage it. So you do need to kind of move slowly within that framework when you all of a sudden have billions of gallons of oil underneath you. And again, I want to stress that the estimate in Venezuela is they have 303 approximately billion with a B barrels of oil in their ground. Saudi Arabia has just under, it's like 280 something, 280 billion gallons. So Venezuela, all eyes on there. Like they've got the goods, they've got the meat, they've got the potatoes, they got the beer. Let's have a cookout. So all eyes on Venezuela. So I can't remember what food Barney said before, but we'll be having some things by the DMV. I don't know what he said. Hopefully he'll come back in and hang out. So is this going to get Russia out of our backyard? China, they've got some infrastructure there, or I should say they've got some boots on the ground there. They've got some interest there. We can't actually extract everything that they've got in place. Let's see about Russia. Are we getting Russia out of the backyard? I think Russia is going to go, Może być. Пойдем, we go home. Może быть is maybe. Meh. So I do think that Putin says, you know what? This is too far. Dave, don't make me do that. I'm not doing conversions to metrics. Don't give me the metrics. So I do think that Putin says this is a front that I don't want to get involved in. This is a place that I don't want to be in. It's too far from home. It's too complicated. Let's loosen our grip and tra-la-la into the future. So 3 of Wands. He's a little upset. Those are resources that he wanted. But real quick, let's take a dive underground in Russia. Russia, at one point, it was 1/6 of the land masses on the planet. That was when Nicholas II was in charge. That was another thing that I stayed up watching. There's new evidence in the czar and the DNA that they had. We'll talk about that too in a minute. So is Russia going to focus more on their own resources? And Cindy, we'll see you later. Focus on their own resources. Queen of Coins. Hi, Lady of the Lake. And that's 4 of Coins and the Lovers. Putin is looking for a partner to pull the resources out of their ground. Keep in mind, where they find all of the best goodies is up in the permafrost in the top of Russia. That's where we found the woolly mammoth with the buttercup still in her mouth. And I got you there, TT. Don't you worry. I got you. So Putin is looking for someone to help him extract what they need out of that ground, out of that permafrost. So there's permafrost, and then and for people that don't know, permafrost is ground that is always frozen. It never thaws. Never, ever, ever, ever. It just stays cold. So, and there's really interesting archaeological, hi Becca. There's really interesting archaeological finds that are up in the coldest portions of Siberia and Russia. Unfortunately, we don't get access to it because of the relationship and because they want to keep some things quiet. But much like the theories of Dr. Robert Schoch with the Sphinx and the chamber that's underneath the Sphinx's paws, which, his discovery, Dr. Robert Schoch, if you don't know who he is, it's fantastic. He is the one who is redating the age of the Sphinx because of the water damage on the side of it. He says this was, we were in a wet period, not just a season, but a wet period in Egypt. It was at one time, and there's all kinds of evidence. There's rivers that are no longer there. Really cool stuff. But the discoveries that have been made in Siberia are very much in alignment with that in terms of dating, and in terms of dating a prehistory that none of us are really accepting or entertaining. The leaders in history, archaeology, they want to stay with the line that they have and with the development of culture and civilization on planet Earth. But people like Dr. Robert Schoch and the discoveries that they've made in Siberia reorder that. Specifically, there was a cave with some jewelry in it that really kind of threw a monkey wrench into it. And now we're not really hearing too much. Papusas for everyone. Papusas for everyone. Dora, thank you so much. Because I didn't want to say what I was saying because I think it's like a boil. But yes, papusas. Now I got to find a place that's got papusas. Got to go over there and honor my Venezuelan neighbors here. We have a lot of Latino people in this area. So it's not surprising. Not surprising. Lady of the Lake, corn pancakes sound delicious. I would eat that. I ate bad food last night. We went to it was delicious, but it was like not nutritious. We went to a Sweet 18 for one of my son's friends. Lovely, lovely young lady. Oh, papusas are from El Salvador? Thank you, Barney. I've never heard of them. So a little corn cake. I'm hungry right now. I am hungry. How's your nose strip going, Barney? Let's talk about red light therapy, me and you. All right. So I think, for the record, for this question, I think China is bent out of shape. I think they're going to try and hold their ground. I think they've got some elements that are still here in Venezuela, holding the ground. Russia, I think, is like, meh. But we go home. We go home. They'll still have some elements there, but they're just not going to fight for this foothold in South America. They're just not going to do it right now. 70s and 80s history. There's so many. I see that whole question threw me, Barney. So this is an important question, and I know Cindy just left, but is China Zeph, I think I'm going to star that question too. I think Putin's more focused on things closer to home. He's trying to hug things, not, fly over and visit them for a little while. All right. So is the United States actually in control of Venezuela? Is it real? Under the surface, what do we got? Boom, magician. Yes, we are. We are actually running the ship right now. King of Swords. That's an interesting card to get because that means that we are negotiating with individuals in there. We're looking for their leadership right now. It's not this Delcy Rodriguez. I can't even say it. My tongue won't even roll. Is she going to stay put? King of Coins. She has a stabilizing effect. The vice president is absolutely a stabilizing effect for the people right now. Does she stay? Prince of Cups, King of Cups, King of Wands. I think, I hate to say they're going to re-educate her, but I do think that they are being very, very careful with her, and they are giving her a very clear line of action. You're either with us or you're going to be on a plane too. We're going to put you right in a helicopter. We'll give you a bottle of water. You get a bottle of water. I don't. A lot of people said there was something in the sunglasses that Maduro was wearing, and I couldn't see it myself. I could not see it myself. So, we will see. So, oh, what did Samantha say? Oh, China. Yes. They seem, yeah. So was, even though the election was illegitimate, what is the U.S.'s attitude toward Delcy Rodriguez? The U.S. is not going to keep her in there. The intent is not to keep her in there for very long. She is a familiar face. Four of Swords, we're sitting on it for now. Six of Cups, they want to get back to, they're gonna take her out. I not take her out, not like that. It's not what I meant. They are going to let her fulfill the tenure that she is supposed to be there. And then we're going to go back to elections. We're going to go back to elections that are legit. So that's what I think. I don't think she's going to be in there for a super long time. I think, they want to make sure everybody's calm, cool, and collected, and then they will proceed with elections. So I think she is the one that's going to have to decree what's going on. So, are they going to do away with the voting machines? Let's add that in. So are we going to get rid of those voting machines? Absolutely. They're going to redo the whole thing. So, so we're going to switch it up. We'll do some royal questions, and then I am going to wrap this up because I am going to be live on Hipsy for the rest of the day. If any of you want your own magical reading, you can book one live with me, or you can book a recorded reading. I have lots of requests for those. So I'm going to be doing some recorded readings throughout the day. I'm going to be catching up with Zeph. I'm going to be catching up with Cindy. I got to catch up with all of my friends that are in similar time zones, because last night I was in, I don't even know what time zone. So I'm thinking Sunday night might be my overnight night. And that way I can take readings for my Australian people, but we'll see. We will see, my friends. So will the palace stop Harry from getting full security? Will it stop his full security? Four of Wands, not when he is abroad. Correction, that was a really awkwardly constructed sentence. Only when he's home. So what they already have given him, this bespoke approach to his security, they're going to give him that. But they're going to tell him, if you're on vacation, which you're basically on vacation, you're on vacation in the United States, you can pay for it yourself. Queen of Coins, we can't pay for it. I am going to double down on this, and I know everyone hates this. I am telling you, he gets an allowance from his father. His father did not cut him off. His father cut off the salary that he was getting as a prince of the realm because he was there and he was useful. But I think that his father has him on an allowance. I'm going to ask the cards right now. Does Harry get an allowance? Three of Swords in reverse. Yes. This is to make him feel better about losing his. Oh, did Dan Wooten say the same thing? I love that, Dan Wooten. That's hearts for Dan Wooten. I think that he feels bad for Harry because Harry is a bit damaged from whatever he did. And I think his father pays him out of his own pocket. Why not? Why not? You know, like I'm telling you, I don't think Harry's ever paid for a cell phone bill. I think all of the bills get sent to his father. I think his father takes care of things, except for that stupid house. I think the stupid house is on them. So, yes, is that allowance going to stop with all this nonsense? Queen of Wands, no, it's not. He's going to keep going with that. So, money for security. Queen of Cups. Star in reverse. They're giving him a finite amount of time. 8 of Coins and the Justice card in reverse. So what this tells me is that there is a bit of that money that can go toward his security. It's not taxpayer security. Now that he's not going to get taxpayer United States security, because we don't give a crap about how scared Harry is or how scared Meghan is. Trust me, it's all a farce. They're not spending money on security like they say. Dave, will here, I'll pull one card on that. Is William going to give him an allowance? Is his brother going to keep him on the allowance? 2 of Cups, absolutely not. In reverse, he is not going to do that. So this, I think, is going to be a very interesting period for Harry. I think there's going to be a period of time that they allow him to continue to get money from his father in excess that will pay for some of his security. But I think they're telling him, you must pay for your own security. If you feel threatened, you have to pay for it. And I will tell you this, security is not cheap when you are a celebrity. Security is not cheap when you are in Los Angeles. Security is not cheap when you're traveling. Think about it. You're doubling, tripling, quadrupling all of your expenses because you're housing, feeding, and paying the salary of every single agent that is with you. And I'm telling you, a lot of these celebrities, when I was in Los Angeles, had Israeli security teams, acquired Israeli security. And those guys were, no joke, badass. And they were not cheap. And they were super low key. You really, they blended in amazingly. They blended in so good. Dave Murphy, don't you worry. We are going to take you 80 miles per hour through New York. We are going to zip you right through those streets. Greg and I in our big crazy truck with the Hemi, rum, rum, while we're drinking Budweiser in the back of the bed, like, yay, in the truck bed. We'll be hanging out, raising flags and going crazy. We'll have the Australian flag. We'll go past the Australian embassy. So yeah, are we going to see taxpayer funding from the UK going towards security? This is just a failsafe for Harry and Meghan. The Lovers. Ooh, that's interesting. That is interesting. There are some components that are going to be unavoidable. There are some components. And this is so other places don't have to pay for it. So does that limit Harry and Meghan's traveling about? Yes. The 4 of Coins, they kind of have to stay put. The King of Coins, they're not going to have the money for it. They're not going to be able to pay the excess. And the 6 of Wands. So that is a success card. But what does this say? This is going to turn into another narrative for Harry. He's going to say, they won't stop until I'm dead. They won't stop until my wife is dead. That history is repeating itself. It's more. He's going to say, they're setting me up. So what's his response going to be? What is his response going to be? 5 of Cups. I'm out. I'm out. The reason I escaped to the United States to make my future was because I was not safe. I was not protected, nor safe. So he's just going to be a complete bozo about this, guys. He really is. And he is going to attempt to circumvent any decisions that were made in countries that he's staying in and try and obtain things. I still think he's going to try and go back to a Commonwealth country like what do you call it? I think he's going to try and go to Canada. I think Canada is going to be where he winds up. And I think Meghan's going to have some stupid pitch. Canada was like my home for 7 years when I was on a show called Suits. You know, prior to that, I was talking about dishwashing liquid. It's like a second home to me. I love my California sunshine, but Canada is like a second home to me. So, oh, you're coming on Air Force One, Dave? I had no idea. Look at you, fancy pants, girthy Murphy. So, will there be a general election? This is going to be my last question, guys. I'm going to take a human moment, and then I'm going to be open for readings on Hipsy. I don't think Meghan will go to Australia. I think Australians are a little too forthright. Yes, almost over, Barney. Yes, I got to jump out. General election in UK. Energy we're reading right now. Today, it is 12:31 p.m. New York time, January 5th, 2026. General election. The Queen of Swords. We are working on it. We are trying to make that happen. And Nine of Wands, resolute. Wheel of Fortune. There's going to be something that interferes with it. Between now and the general election, we're going to have this back and forth kind of manic depressive, maybe we will, maybe we won't, maybe we will, maybe we won't, we're going to try, something's going to get in the way, things are going to happen. So be mindful of that. Ultimately, with the energy in place right now, do we get one? Patience, my dear. Don't pay attention to all of the sparklers. Wait for the big firework. There's going to be some actions taken that they try and fuss with this. I believe that Starmer can get some really inexpensive voting machines from Venezuela right now. If you would really like that, maybe hit up Arizona. So guys, super fun. Let me know. I'm going to wrap this up and I'm going to grab a bite to eat, and then I'm going to be down here doing production videos, doing some of my recordings, and I'll be open for Hipsy hours if you want to jump in. Don't forget, we've got the past life regression coming up this weekend. We're going to be doing those every month. So, and I think I may create like a membership for it if you guys want to just participate, and, pay one price and then you can come to all of them all year. But once a month we'll do it. So you can explore the same past life. You can explore other past lives, but it's going to be super duper fun. And this is going to be the year of the past life. We are going to learn from our past lives and have some fun with it and see what skills and things we can learn. That's going to be one of the things. One past life regression. Once we get a group that gets used to it, I'm going to do a past life regression where we go back and we obtain or collect some of our past life skills or abilities. So it's going to be really fun. So I'm going to get myself cleaned up a little bit more. I'll put a little bit more eye makeup on so I don't look like I'm half asleep. But everybody, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, subscribe. My subscribership took a bloodbath last night. I lost about 30 subscribers overnight. Very strange. Very strange. Must be the season of the bitch, yeah. So I hope you guys are having a great start to your week. I'm going to get back on schedule. I love you lots. See you in the future.